Hey everyone, welcome back to Cards on the Wall. Well, it's the end of the year. It's finally December, and boy, time really does fly. So, we only have a couple weeks left in the year, and I try and do a video every week. So I figured for the last couple weeks of the year here, we do, best of 2024 type videos. So, this first one here is going to be best relics of the year. So, these relics could be ones that I've ripped, and in fact, the majority of them are. They could also be ones that I hit in a break or maybe purchased on eBay. But most of them are pulled on this channel, and you've likely seen some of these before, but maybe some of them you haven't. If you, what's the chances that you've seen every one of my videos? So we're going to go ahead and get things started off with relics that have racing suits. So I would say this is probably the most common type of relic here. So starting things off here, we have a nice suited up relic from this year's 2024 Donruss. And as you can see there, these by no means are all of the relics that I have, but I figured this is the best of, right? So I try and look for things. So for example, this, Eric Amarola one right here has a nice little stitch mark on it there. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a nice card. Following this up by, so this is, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I like the color matches. So we have Chris Buescher here. So we have Chris Buescher in his Fastenal blue race suit. We have a blue patch from his race suit, and this is a retail blue parallel, as you can see the foil blue there at the bottom. So not numbered or anything, but I thought this was really cool because it was the triple blue color match. So I thought this was nice to add into the best of the year list. Followed up by another suited up of Ross Chastain. Now, Ross is pictured here in that WWEX Racing black and blue suit, but this is a red patch of his racing suit. And again, you can see that there's that little bit of stitch mark there, which gives it just that slight edge over just a normal, napkin colored patch, or, that some people call it in the collecting hobby. But this one here does not have a stitch or anything like that, as you can see, but it is blue. And it does match the Kyle Larson Hendricks suit, maybe, from on his side, or maybe this was even back in his, oh gosh, what was it called? The, when he was driving the Target car. Chip Ganassi Racing, there we go, sorry about that. But I think this is the only Kyle Larson suit relic that I have, and I pulled it out of this year's Donruss release. So, although there's nothing cool about the patch itself, I like the card, so I put it in the list. Next up here, we have J.J. Yaley. This is another interesting color match. We have a dark blue suit, and he's wearing a blue suit in this one here. But, sometimes I like the color matches, and sometimes I think, could this be the suit that he was wearing? I don't know. It's nice to think about, but I don't know if that's the case here. The patch looks a little dark from what the racing suit in the photo looks like. But this is from 2017 Donruss Racing. So one of the blasters that I opened up this year. So pretty cool. Next one here. This is a Ben Rhodes. Focus. There we go. This is a Ben Rhodes Race Day Relics. Another suit patch, and this is from 2023 Donruss, but if you can see, this is tough because it's a black one, but you can kind of see right there at the bottom, there's just a little tiny stitch mark there. It's hard to pick up, the camera's not focusing, and the light is maybe a little bit too bright, but just at the bottom of the edge of that patch there's just a little bit of that stitch mark there. So there's the back of the 2023 card for you. This was from this year's 2024 Select, so the return of Select Racing as its own standalone release rather than being released in Chronicles. Again, we have a small stitch mark there on this relic. Although Bobby Labonte is pictured in the classic Interstate Batteries racing suit, this this patch here may have been when he had, what was it, the Kingsford sponsorship later in his career. something to that effect, or who knows what patch that could have been from. But there's the back of the 2024 Sparks Relic for you. So I thought this was really neat. I like the design, like the lightning in the background. And again, it has a little bit more of an extra detail, some texture there. So that's why it's on the list. The last two here are really interesting because of where we got them from. So, well, actually, this one here came from a blaster, or actually, this may have been a pack. So let's see. This is from Press Pass Fanfare 2013 or 2003. Yeah, 2013 there. So, it's very, very, it's 11 years old, but very, very rare to pull this out of a pack. And it is Nelson PK Jr., and it is numbered. This is the only numbered relic that made it of a suit anyways in this video. 74 out of 199 there. Nelson PK Jr. From the famous PK Racing family. So yeah, I thought this was cool. So it's a shoe. So I thought that was really interesting. You don't really see that as often, but I originally mistook this for a racing suit, but it's a shoe. So that's different in any event. So this was really cool. This was a cool pull. I pulled this out of a pack that I got out of a card show, I think. So yeah, really, really interesting hit there. And that's why it's on the list. This one I thought was interesting because, this is from, 2018 Victory? Yeah, 2019 Victory. So this is Richard Petty. So obviously we have a little bit of a shirt relic there and some obvious blue jeans there with a little bit of stitching line going across there. But the reason why this was on here, not only is this Richard Petty, but why I like this card so much is because it says the enclosed race-used material is guaranteed by Panini America. So this is race-used jeans, everyone. Now, I know that they put this on there for every card because, if it wasn't, if this wasn't, if this was any other driver other than Richard Petty, it would be a race-used relic. It would be something of their suit or maybe a rubber from their tire. But I just thought that was funny because it says race-used material and it's a pair of jeans. So that's why I like this card, and that's why it made the list. Moving on to our next stack is another somewhat common type of relic. This is the tire relic. So, the most common would be, the race suit or the tire. So let's go ahead and start looking at the tire patch relic. So I just like this one because it's, it's the old retro Donruss border, and it has that black design. Casey Kane has a black suit, and then obviously, we have the black in the tire rubber there. So that's why I like this card. Not numbered or anything, but I think it's a really nice looking one. And, of course, you have this, shaved down. You can kind of see the cords underneath there on the tire. So gives it some texture. There's the back of the card there. So this is from 2020 Donruss. So, yeah, that's why I like this card. Nice color match and everything, and it's got some good texture on the tire relic itself. Next one here, speaking of texture, this was from 2023 Donruss. This is Josh Berry, and this looks to me to be the inside of the tire, perhaps. So this is like the inside of the tire wall, and, you have your cords there. But, yeah, that is a lot of texture there. So, I thought that was an interesting one. You do see these relics from time to time, but I kind of like this one because it's got the white, black, and red border situation going there. And there's the back of the retro border relic for 2023 Donruss. So good texture, nice color match. That's why this one's on the list. Next one here is a Kyle Busch retro relic from 2022 Donruss. And if you look here, it almost looks like there's no rubber patch there, but there is rubber in there. You can see it. And unlike the other ones, this one is incredibly smooth. It is, you can see it. It's very, very smooth there. So this is, I have a couple relics this year that were these very smooth tire relics. And that's why this one made it on the list, because so often you see relics that have that texture to it, and this one does not. This one is just a black hole of a relic, but you know, you can clearly tell it's a tire. When you have the card in your hand, you can feel that it's rubber. So this was an interesting one, and it's always good to see the old M&M's paint scheme no longer in NASCAR. So that's why I like this one. That's why it's on the list. Next one here is an Elite Materials of Jimmy Johnson. So this is, what is this, from 23? Yeah, 2023 Chronicles. So this one I thought was interesting because it's such a tiny little relic. I mean, look at it compared to the size of, you know, some of these other ones. I mean, you know, it's almost half as big, you know, and I just thought there's so much real estate on the card, and it's a beautiful card. It's got the foil on it and everything, but for whatever reason, they decided to just have this little tiny piece, and, you know, it does have some texture, but it's another, you know, kind of flat relic. I just like this one because the card is so nice. It's so beautiful, you know, the great foil shine, and, you know, if you didn't know any better, you might just like look right past there that's, you know, that's actually a little section of tire there. So very small relic on a very nice looking card. I just like the juxtaposition of this one. Plus it's Jimmy Johnson 7 times. So, you know, there's that to be said, you know, having a relic of a 7-time champion. You know, I showed you one from Richard Petty. So here's a Jimmy Johnson 7-time relic. So pretty neat. I just like the juxtaposition of this one. That's why it's on the list. Now, this one was from, I think this is 2018. This is Cole Custer Rubber Relics. The reason why this one is on the list is you have the little bit of printing there. That's a Y, and that you also have one of those little, like, those little tire nubs that are on the sidewall there that are from, you know, the tire manufacturing process. And I don't know, maybe hard to see here with the glare of the light, sorry. But yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it right there. It's kind of bent over because I have it in the, you know, the top loader, obviously, but I thought this one was really cool. Let's see. Yeah, 2018 Donruss. You don't see these often. I do have a couple of them in the collection here between, you know, last year opening things before the channel and obviously this year with the channel. So I like that that one has some printing and some manufacturing little nubs there. So that's why this one is on the list. Next card is a Clint Boyer, and just like the one before it, we have some printing. So you can see there, that's like a 27, so that's pretty cool. Again, you don't necessarily see these often, so it's really nice when you see one. It's, you know, this is not numbered or anything, but boy, I tell you, that is a patch of rubber that's worthy of being on a numbered relic. Of course, this is burning rubber from this year's Donruss Racing release. So, great looking card. Clint Boyer is an announcer now. He's not on the track anymore, but really great tire relic. That's why this one is on the list. And then the last one here, this is a, well, this is the first of the numbered relics that we have, sorry. So this is a Donruss 2022. So this is like, I guess, a red parallel perhaps. But this is Matt DiBenedetto. There you can see the tire relic there. But this one is very low numbered for a relic. 18 out of 50, you can see there. It's rare to have a relic numbered that low. And I mean, in a Donruss product, this might be the lowest numbered relic that I've ever pulled as far as tire relics are concerned. Normally, you know, if you get a numbered parallel, it might be 199 or 299, something like that. So this is pretty interesting. So that's why this one is on the list. You know, not a particularly, you know, standout piece of rubber and or driver, but the fact that it was numbered to 50, I thought was pretty interesting. You don't see relics numbered that low out of a Donruss product. So that's why this one is on the list. 3 more tire numbered relics here. This one I got in a break. I have yet to be able to afford a box of National Treasures, maybe someday, but this is Ryan Newman Race Day Treasures, numbered also out of 25, 14 out of 25. You know, pretty standard rubber relic there, as you can see, but I thought this was nice. You know, obviously the green color match with his suit is really nicely done. They do that a lot with National Treasures. I got this one in a break, so yeah, really nice looking card, low numbered there as well, so that's why this one made it on the list. Next here, this is from Panini Prime. So this was the 2023 release, Brad Keselowski, and you can see numbered once again, just to 25, 11 out of 25. And this is great because, I mean, A, I like the design of this. B, it's a low-numbered card. You know, reasonable driver, and look at this tire relic, guys. I mean, look, we got, you know, two, and, you know, I mean, maybe two halves of the letters here, and then you have that little tire nub sticking out of the corner there. I thought this was a great relic. I did not pull this. I believe I bought this off of eBay. So, yeah, off of the 2023 Prime Racing release that released this year in 2024. It's kind of confusing, but I really like this one because of, I mean, look at that. You can, I mean, that tire relic with those words on it is really incredible. So I had to have this one, and that's why this one is on the list. Last tire relic for us here is Alex Bowman. Now, this is another Sparks relic, but you can see that it's a tie-dye parallel. So normally these, you know, middle sections here would be silver, but this is a tie-dye relic, which means this is also numbered just to 25. And look at this. So this tire one I really liked because it is blistered. So that is really cool. I don't recall if I pulled this in the box or if I bought this one off of eBay. My gut is telling me I maybe bought this off of eBay, but I may have also pulled this on the channel. But I just really liked it because of this like blistering that, you know, this texture that's on that tire relic. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah, numbered 23 out of 25 there on the Sparks tie-dye for Alex Bowman. Really nice card. So our next type of relic is a sheet metal relic. So these are pretty, you know, these are another common one. Maybe not as common as, you know, the tire or suit. They certainly do weigh a little bit more because you do have a piece of actual sheet metal in the card. So this one is from 2023 Chronicles Racing. So there you go. Released in 2024, but this was one of my top releases of the year, in my opinion. And this one was neat because, you know, first of all, it's a purple piece of sheet metal, right? Which you don't necessarily see all that often. And it's got like a scuff, and it's got like some, you know, I don't know if that's like, you know, the decal or something peeling off. So I thought that was, you know, some interesting texture there for a relic. So that's why this one made it on the list. Also out of 2023 Chronicles, we have Tyler Reddick. So this is the newly minted gold standard. And this one was cool because, you know, it's a triple relic, as all these, I think all of the gold standard ones were triples. But you have two white sheet metals, and then this middle one is actually a tire. So you get a mixed relic on this one, but I put it in the sheet metal pile because it's got, you know, two sheet metals. So newly minted Tyler Reddick again. Oh no, sorry, this is from 2022 Chronicles. So that's cool. I think, was this one of the ones that I pulled while I was at Dave and Adam's Card World? I think it may have been. So really like this relic. It's a nice looking card. Love the foil finish. And the fact that we got a triple relic and it's mixed is pretty cool. So that's why it's on the list. Next one here is our first sheet metal relic that is dual color. So this is Daniel Hemrick from 2022 Donruss. And, you know, we have a nice blue and red relic patch there. Well, not patch, but relic sheet metal. And it's, you know, the two color, which is really nice. We've seen the 2022 Donruss in this video so far already. But this one was a dual color patch, sheet metal patch, so that's why it's on the list. Followed by another Chronicles, 2023 Chronicles. There is Michael McDowell with yet another dual color sheet metal there. Really like this card. They have the foil going on there in the back. And, you know, again, the fact that we have a dual color sheet metal patch is really cool. So, yeah, really like this card for those reasons. Riley Herbst, someone who we like to root for around here. Pedal to the Metal. This is from 2024 Donruss. And again, we have a dual color patch there, the blue and the white. And you got like a little bit of a scratch there too, so that's interesting. But, you know, Riley Herbst, you know, often drives the, you know, the Monster Energy car. So I'm wondering what part of the car would this have come from? You know, I guess you could probably sit there with a picture of it on your computer and like zoom in and try and figure out where this may have come from. But I just thought that was interesting that, you know, you often, very, very often, almost every single week for the last couple years, see Riley Herbst in a monster paint scheme. And for that to be not just a black sheet metal, but a white and blue one, it was just different to me. So that's why this one's on the list. Dual color. Another dual color one, but this one is above the rest, in my opinion. This is another Sparks from 2024 Select Racing. Brandon Jones here. And yeah, you see that, you know, it is another dual color, but we got some like race damage there. Now, Brandon Jones, you know, he can wreck a lot, especially when he was at Junior Motorsports. So I thought that was neat. You got some race wreck damage there on the Select Sparks Relic. I think I got this one off of eBay, so yeah, that's why this one is on the list, because of that race damage. This one I know I got off of eBay because I thought this was incredible. So this is a triple color Pedal to the Metal Dale Earnhardt Jr. Relic. So this one I did pay for off of eBay, and you can see, so we have a light blue on the top, a darker blue to the left, the white separating them all, and then just a clip of red in the bottom corner there. Thought this was a really cool looking patch, and you know, it's nice that they give you one of his older paint schemes so you can figure out maybe where this came from. And honestly, in my opinion, I think this patch, could it have come right there? See that? Right next to the 3M, there's like a, you know, the paint scheme has that blue, red, and white. You know, I don't know. It's hard to say, but I mean, just looking at the car in the picture, that would be my guess. So I thought this was a really nice one, and not numbered. And it's a, you know, a triple, or even, you know, quad color, you can call it, patch there, or sheet metal. So I thought this was fantastic, and it's, and you know, it's Dale Jr., so what a cool relic to have. So that's why this one is on the list. All right, last two here for the sheet metal. This is National Treasures, Terry Labonte, Treasures of the Hall. So this is numbered 98 out of 99. There you see it, and this is the Hall of Fame, you know, I guess Treasures of the Hall, you know, set, or whatever you want to call it, from National Treasures. There's the back for you. This is from 2023 National Treasures. So yeah, we got the blue piece there, and then we have this dual color black and white sheet metal there. So something I hit in a break. I think I ended up with, you know, I think it was, you know, often they do it the last name, so, you know, I must have gotten the L spot for Labonte. So I thought this was a neat relic, pretty cool. Dual relic, and also dual color on one of them, so that was neat, and it's also numbered. So that's why that one's on the list. And here we go. This one I definitely bought off of eBay. This is, again, from 2023 Panini Prime Racing. So this is another race-used sheet metal there. And this one's numbered 99 of 99. So it's a bookend match. Now, it is of Ty Dillon, but I thought this was an incredible patch. Now, look at that sheet metal there. It is a white patch, but it is covered in dirt and mud, and they left it on there. So could this have been from the Bristol Night Races, or not Bristol Night Race, the Bristol Dirt Races when they had them? Who knows? That's my guess anyway. But to have such a dirty piece of metal that made it into a card, and the fact that it was numbered 99 out of 99, I thought that was really neat. So picked this one up of eBay, and yeah, there you go. So that's why this one is on the list. All right, got a couple more relics here. This one is an interesting one. This is Martin Truex Jr. I think this is from 2018 Donruss. Yeah, 2018 Donruss there. And this one was cool because look at this patch. So that to me looks, you know, it's like a woven, you know, carbon fiber type pattern there. And it looks white, but if you look up in that upper left corner there, you can kind of see that there's like a little bit of a black or maybe dark blue coming through there. So I thought this was really neat. You know, carbon fiber, maybe it's from the hood of the car. I don't know, but I've never seen one like this before. And I pulled this, I believe out of it had to have been out of a blaster box, because I do have a lot of the 2018 Donruss blasters. So this was, I thought, really cool. And when you have the card in your hand, you can actually feel that pattern. So really, really cool. I really like this one a lot. And that is why it's on the list. So just like we had a shoe relic before, this is a different type of relic that you don't usually see a lot. This is driver hats from Panini Prime Racing. So this is numbered 1 out of 21. So, hey, listen, if you add 1 and 21 together, you get 22. Obviously, Joey Logano's door numbers. So I thought that was kind of cool there. You got to do some math to get there. But hey, I thought that was pretty neat. And the fact that this is indeed from his hat, you can see it is kind of like that polyester hat material. A black hat, obviously not the red Pennzoil one that he's wearing right here, but I thought that was pretty cool. I know in baseball, they'll sometimes have hat patches that have the little eyelets, or actually the button at the top of the hat, they'll be in a card there. So to pull one like this for the Joey Logano hat, thought that was really cool. So yeah, numbered 1 out of 21, added up to get 22. Almost a door number match for Joey Logano on the driver hat relic. So this brings us to our last two, and these last two are my 2 favorite relics of the year. Now, this first one I bought off of eBay, and this is our white flag relic, but this is Ryan Newman National Treasures. Let me take it out of the penny sleeve here. I thought this was crazy. This is a booklet, right? There you go. See, it closes. National Treasures, numbered 14 out of 25. I picked this up off of eBay because look at this. I mean, you get this huge patch, and there's actually like a bend in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of hard to focus on, but there's a ridge right here, and there's another ridge there. So it's kind of wavy. And then this one down here, I mean, it has the decal of like the, maybe like towards the bottom, like a fake, grill or air duct or something in the front of a car. I thought that was just incredibly cool. So yeah, I had to get this off of eBay, and this is one of my favorite patches of the year, the Ryan Newman National Treasures out of 25, just because of this crazy patch that they had there at the bottom. So that's why I bought this one. This is the white flag, the white flag relic of the video. Now this last one was not one that I bought off of eBay. This is one that I pulled. So I guess technically I did buy it, but this is my favorite patch. This may even be my favorite card of the year. We'll see. But this one is absolutely incredible. I pulled this from 2023 Panini Prime Racing. This is the Prime Jumbo Kyle Larson American Flag Associate Sponsor. 1 of 1. Look at this card, guys. This is a stitched patch of the American flag. Absolutely incredible card. I mean, it's Kyle Larson. It's a 1 of 1. And my goodness, this is my favorite patch relic of the year by far. I mean, it's a 1 of 1, and it's the American flag, and it's Kyle Larson. Like, can you go wrong here? I don't think you can. So this is my favorite one of the year. I was absolutely floored to hit this earlier in the year, and you can see I have it in the one touch. I have it protected and everything. So this is absolutely going to be one of my favorite cards ever in my collection. I don't know what it's worth. But I want to keep hold of this one because it is just so cool. And I tell you what, today is December 7th, so, we have the American flag here, thanks to all of the service members who served before, during, and after December 7th, 1941. And I figure that will be a good way to close this one out. So, thank you for joining me. Catch us next week. We're going to take a look at more Best of the Year cards on Cards in the Wall. See you then.